Top morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku became a unstoppable character. What I mean by that is basically he's forced to be reckoned with. So let's begin. And I did add Zumi into this What If, so yeah. So So Zuko and Zumi, or was born, and they go to, so at age of 4, they go to the Quark Doctor, and the Quark Doctor tells Zuko, first he tells Zumi, here, hold on, give me 1 minute, there we go, and it was MHA, Doctor, the Quark Doctor, I like to call him. He tells Zumi that she has quirk, and she can't make it through this world. And so, yeah. But your son, on the other hand, doesn't have a quirk. He's good as dead. As the Quark Doctor says that to Inko and Asashi, as Inko, in this alternate universe, was a scientist. And so, but she basically says, okay. So then, but that's fine because Zuko, so, yeah. So, Zuko, in this paradox world, in this world, was born supernatural. Basically has abilities of infinity and zero, but we'll get into that how he got those powers. So, at age of 5, it was time for the whole class and goes to UA, not UA, to a lab. Here. Lab. So, yeah. This one. So there you were, like, walking around. And so they were about to test they are going to test a new machine thing that opens a portal. And so they did. But Tentacles monster comes out. And he's about to, so he smacks the scientist, and all the students were running away. As the tentacle guy, or tentacle, not testicles, tentacles, grabs Zuko Midoriya, and before they even closed it, they brought him in, or pulled him in, and then they closed it. As they're saying, where's my, or Inko's like, where's my son? So Zuko, whom broke free from the monsters' clutches and the time in that universe that he went into was a lot faster. So Zuko was alone, afraid, and so he went into a cave. I know, caves in the stories are usually bad things. But Zuko Zuko in this what if found a gem pile, like piles of gems. And they're not ordinary gems. No. They're each one is worth over 9.1 bazillion. So he bagged up a couple. No, or like the entire bag full. Not out of greed or hatred, but it was, yeah. So one gemstone, or he broke his, or actually when he fell, or like broke, or no, when he broke free, he also broke his leg on impact. So he's like, as he was not gonna die here. So he's like, where he says that in his own head. So when he reaches over, grabs, as he says, or when he picks himself up, he murmurs to himself, "Dang, I wish I had a power to, or a quirk." As a gemstone that he touched was a very special gemstone. It was a wishing stone. All those that he collected was wishing. So when he touched it, it gave him the powers of infinity and zero. And it also changed his body. So he looked like a guy with a... So when the monster came about to kill Zuko came in with his arm bulging out. But he was in control of his... he was... So, yeah, when he shows... So when Zuko shoots the laser, it obliterated the monster completely. As the Zuko was, because the gemstone also gave him, like, it changed his DNA, so he can basically, he could go into his monster form. his human form or his monster form. He's a mix between both. As he was stronger than a average human. He couldn't even lift up a car before. But now he could lift up buildings and cars and like everything in between. So he wandered around that dimension. And he had a lot of gemstones. He didn't get them out of greed or hatred or anything like that. It's just he needs to keep himself motivated from going crazy. Does it sound like someone else that I do know? He's from, or there's this guy called himself. I forget his name. That villain. I forget his name. The one that that turns into yeah, the immortal man or whatever his name is. Oh, here he is. He's a guy straight in the middle. The one with a bearded guy. I forget his name. This guy. Hey, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. But straight down the middle. What is he an immortal villain or something? I forgot his name. Okay. So I forget his name. But yeah. So, yeah. So, the guy, literally was immortal and he can never, or he was in World War thing. I'm still trying to find that. So, I can't spell it, so. Name. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time. So, yes, Zuko was like that guy. From the movies. Maybe. Yeah. name. So, yeah, when I'm like trying to look for him, and this is poor planning right here. So yes, I understand. Basically what I'm trying to look for is a there's that guy name that I'm trying to find him. Okay? So basically, yeah. There's many of them, but I have not even trying to think who his name is. Not Metallo, but the other guy. So when yeah. So yeah. So then the day came. So back into a normal world, should I say. Or because of death of Zuko, because they thought he was dead. And, Chaka was brokenhearted. And then, what I mean by that is basically they had a burial for him and named him and everything. So then a time skip to All Might versus All for One. So now both. So Zuko could feel the aura of All for One, or I didn't look up when versus All Might. So All Might versus All for One. All Might was like basically trying to hold, or not holding back, but he was down, but not out. And All for One says, "Give it up. You have been beaten." As All for One says that to All Might. As a beam of light, as All for One says, uses a beam of light. But then out of nowhere, the anime portal. Anime portal opens up. Or cracking the portal. As a hand comes out, opens it up. As he comes out of a portal with a beam of light shooting right out. Counteracts All for One's laser. As Zuko's his body well, Yeah. So, basically, Zuko was pretty powerful. Powerful. Yeah. So, yeah. So then when the smoke cleared, there was this ragged, green-haired kid that's about 15 years old, but because in the time thing in that was a little bit different. He went from age of 5 to, I'll tell you a number, 5.1 bazillion years old. And he still looks young. How, as he says, guess I'll be your next opponent before. As Zuko uses his forms, or everyone's shocked. Like in, here, hold on. My Hero Academia, Shark Faces, as everyone was shocked. Like, they could not believe. They don't know who this kid is. As All For One says, "You must be Zuko Midoriya, aren't you?" Yep, one and only me. But then everyone else is more like, they could not believe it. How can a kid survive all the time? So, yeah. So Zuko, who is a, yeah. So everyone is like, wait, as every single, like, almost everyone else doesn't know, but scientists knew that no one could even survive in that world, let alone Zuko. But how did he manage to survive all that time? As Zuko, whom basically went toe-to-toe with All For One. And, of course, Zuko won that, surprisingly. Yeah. So when Zuko, after a fight thing, he turns around, he sees All Might on the ground bleeding. As he goes, he did take off his backpack, opens it up, pulls out a crystal, as he says, "Fix my friend, please. That's what I wish for." As he puts it on all Zuko's, or on All Might's chest, as the crystal activates, as All Might's wounds, even his past wounds, were healed up. Like, basically, All Might went from laying on the ground, bleeding, to all the way back to, like, his prime. All Might. Like, basically, there was no limiter on, as everyone is, like, confused. And, yeah. So So then Zuko was like, it's been a while, so as Zuko helps All Might as Zuko was like, it's an honor to meet my favorite pro hero. As he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a little picture of All Might. Can I get your autograph? So, as All Might signs it, and yay. Ezuku is happy. As everyone's like wondering, or All Might asks, how did you survive all those years, Zuko? It's all going to be a long story, but yeah. And Zuko, who was, as everyone was happy to see, or actually, when Zumi heard that Zuko was back, and he basically, yeah. So when as his power, like, basically, he tells himself, man, I wish I was your age. As he had a crystal right on his leg when he said that. As he looks at Zumi, and his body, he like de-aged a lot. All the way back to 15. As he feels much better. That's much better. And so then Nezu and rest of them asked him, what are these crystals? These are called wishing crystals. They are gems. Each one makes you, like, every time you wish for something, then it happens. And Ling, but only when you're holding it. So, yeah. And Zuko did still have the ragged hair and ragged clothes because, yeah, he's been in a lot of fights, I tell you that much. He's been, like, having ripped clothes happen to him all the time. So, yeah. So he was basically stuns everyone. So the newscast wanted him to be on the news, and he says, sure. As he was being a gentleman, and he had great posture he says, or as they said, there's a one man that survived the counters of the different dimension. Here he is, Zuko Midoriya, or Zuko. Tell me about, or tell us that story. All right. There I was when the squid took me through that portal. I broke free. But when I landed, I busted my knee. I still had to get up to fight. or run away from the creature. So I ran as fast as I could. With a broken knee is like, yeah. So he told them the entire story, as every single one of them cannot even believe him. As he, if you think I was lying, as he pulls up his leg, there was a little bit of like black and blue. Oh. Oh. So he pulls up his pant leg, and yeah, everyone can't believe that the kid survived all these years. As, yeah, he says, after I thought I was going to be a goner. But one thing that still stood out to me, and that motivated me to keep going, is as he points to a camera and he says, all of you guys. I wanted to see all of your faces again. So I'm glad. And so now, basically, Zuko is a... So, yeah. As he puts his... Yeah. Now, as everybody's like, man, was it hard for you being alone? Yeah, because it gave me creeps about it every night. And I had to, like, lock myself in, starting a campfire and all that stuff. So then, yeah. And these crystals are wishing gems. Like, basically, when you're holding it, you can wish for anything. I mean, anything. So, yeah. And it does more than that, too. So, yeah. So then when Zuko went back to, like... So when he... After the interview thing, he lived on the streets, or he sits on a building, and he never knew what day it was. So then Ochako flies up. Or not flies up. Mountain Lady and everyone else heard what he had to go through. Who was the worst of the worst. So when pain in his own life. So when, yeah. So then the pro heroes can't believe that this kid survived all these years being alone and getting chased down by a monster every single day. That was the worst. So when Zuko was So let's say it was around Christmas time. And, yeah. Because, no, actually school time, so, yeah. So when every single one of them, every student, so Mountain Lady tells him, is that all true? That, yeah, I don't think that if I thought I was going to die, but then my encouragement and allowed me to go forward too. So, yeah. So, every single one, and plus at night, he stays up all night because he still has that fear of the monster just comes right after him. As Mr. Aizawa comes out of nowhere, you should get some rest. Well, and Mr. Aizawa says, I know how you feel. It's just, how do you feel about going to UA? You survived a near-death experience, so you just need to relax. As he's trying to, keep his calm self. But Mr. Aizawa, or actually, a way that Mr. Aizawa was approaching him freaked Zuko out to the point of he used his blades on, or shurikens of his, as Mr. Aizawa dodges the attack. Don't scare me like that. Mr. Aizawa, or whoever you are. Sorry, Alright. Since, after the whole story, so Bakugo did appear before, and Bakugo really, he says, how long have you survived it? Or you survived it. It's been a long time. So all of the rest of you are. So, yeah. So then Zuko comes in. Or so the next day he goes into UA. But he can't go in just a torn shirt, torn pants. So let's say a clothes shopper or owner of the shop thing, clothes shop thing, ends up with, how many? Okay. So, Zuko ends up looking right at, or so he gets, because he had a, pecs things, the muscles, because he was also strong. He looked like, I'm going to use my, so Zuko was, there it is. He looks like that before. Or actually he was a scrawny version, but because of his clothes, made him look scrawny. And plus, so then he de-aged himself a lot. So when he pulls out his shirt, or like took off his shirt to show, he had like muscles that are very strong muscles. So then he shows it, and yeah. He's basically, he looks like the same age or same height as Endeavor was, but a little bit head taller than him. So yeah. So when Zuko got fresh change of clothes, he walks to UA, and every single one of them meets Zuko's name. When they thought he was as he wanted to have good impressions, but they even made them shocked. He still, as he debuffed himself because as an invisible girl can't even open a door without him throwing shurikens at her. Yeah, because how scared he was. So he doesn't show his... I'm making it into a movie, so yeah. So, yeah. So Zuko was kind of scared of everyone, or not everyone. He's not scared of everyone. It's just when they make a move, or when they try to open the door or enter into a room or into his bedroom, he kind of gets freaked out about it. He still has some therapy left. But good thing is, he's around people like himself. Yeah. So, Todoroki, Zumi, everyone from Class A, Class B, pro heroes, even the villains that were let's rob that portal thing. But then when they heard the backstory of what Zuko did in that universe, they're like, heck no. I'm going to hang out with Zuko. So yeah. They would rather, yeah. His parents was man. So yeah. So then Ochako walks up to him, and she knows that she wasn't trying to not scare him, but he got freaked out and almost had a katana right at her throat. thank goodness he stopped and realized, oh, it's you, Ochako. Sorry. As she thought she saw light before her eyes, but then, sorry. As she knew that it's how scared. As he tells, or actually, she tells him, you just need to relax. I know that we aren't scared, aren't we? I know how you feel. As he sits down. As Class 1A did come in and Class 1B. And he tells them, he tells them that since after being in that world for so long, and the monster trying to come and attack you every day, it's been scared me. So yeah. So Chaco's like, or everybody's like, or Chaco says this, let's help you with that fear. Going through that fear. Yeah. So then so Zumi ends up saying, yeah, I agree with my own, or I agree with classmates. Yeah, I agree. But it's, as the, yeah. So, yeah. So, Chaco was a little bit scared of what Zuko almost tried to do, like cut her head off thing. But thank goodness he didn't actually. It was out of scared. And so, yeah, basically, Zuko was, yeah. But some idiot decided to release the beast. Or actually, it was a different one. And it was another version of the one that he just killed. And so it came out of the portal and starts running, or not running. He starts crawling all the way through, and he ends up going right for Zuko Midoriya. As Zuko hears the sounds, as he could hear the creatures, as his pain, as he's ready to, end. So when Zuko heard that creature from a mile away, as Zuko comes out through the front, as he jumps, or he leaps all the way to UA, top of the roof. I see as he takes a breather, and then his power really goes. I am not going to allow you to hurt anyone, and nobody should have to go through that. As Zuko goes through, as he launched himself like a rocket, as a monster was rolling right up to him. But the Zuko had a katana, as his arm turns into a giant blade, as he goes up and he says, "It's time for you to die again." As he cuts the monster into multiple pieces, blood spewing everywhere as he says, as he breathes, as he gets it out of his system, as when everyone, the pro heroes, saw what he was scared of, they were like, man. And plus, when they saw him cut it up, man, he's crazy. So yeah, I know. I'm making this into a movie, so yeah. So Zuko ends up doing like his thing. And so yeah, he had to deal with so much pain. That even from it, as everyone could see why, Azuku was, and everyone, one of them walks over gently, not like very quiet, to make some noise to make sure. As one of the tendrils, or actually, the monster was obliterated. Yeah. Yeah. So then, so Zuko, or Deku, was pretty nice. So he was cured from that relive over and over again. So Zuko was a pretty strong person. Trustworthy too. So, yeah. So then Ochako, walks up once again. Or actually, they know that he is too terrified to go to sleep. So, what does Midnight do? She ends up giving Zuko the because the quirk thing, like her quirk, makes people fall asleep. Well, Zuko was so terrified, but when it went in, he fell asleep because how much pain and stress as he lays in his own bed. Yeah. Yeah, so then the monsters, Azumi wonders, Zumi wonders what Zuko had. Yeah. What gave him terrifying things. So, yeah. So, Zuko kept the wishes gems secret from, or actually kept them safe. So, yeah. So then Ochako was like, man, I mean, in that situation, I would have been terrified too. You know? So then Zuko lays there as he's reliving his nightmares of seeing that monster over and over again. So then Zuko ends up... So then the next morning, Mr. Aizawa comes in very quietly. As Zuko did flinch, throws a shuriken, because his cannon arm could also shoot shurikens. So yeah, he blasted. So Mr. Aizawa dodged the attacks because he knows, as he's awake, because how much... So then, yeah, time skip to 18, and Ochako and finally confessed her feelings and wants him to be her husband thing. So then Zuko agrees, and because he didn't really care if they, so then, so Inko deactivated the portal or machine, and so, and Ochako and Zuko did have kids, so, So, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day, depends on the time zones, and sorry this video took so long.